So in this video I'll be introducing particle systems. It's a built-in Unity feature that is great for adding polish to your game. Okay, so to get started with particle effects, all you have to do is head over to the hierarchy on the left hand side, right click, go down to effects and go to particle system. You can rename this whatever you like. I'm just going to keep it default for now. Depending on what your default sprite is, it might look different to this, but don't worry about that for now. So you're mainly going to be using the particle system for damage effects or any sort of visual feedback for the player. It's a very easy and simple way to add some visual feedback without spending a ton of time on visual effects. There is a lot of settings with the particle system, so it can look a little bit overwhelming when you first get into it. So I'm just going to quickly break down all the most important settings that you'll be using, and then I'll leave all the rest for your own creative freedom and just have a little mess around with it. Because I believe the best way to learn the particle system is just to dive into it, mess with all the settings and sort of get to grips that way. Okay, so let's start with looping. So if we don't want the particle system to keep looping and keep playing, we can uncheck this box, and as you can see, the particle system stops producing particles after 5 seconds. We can change that duration to be either lower or higher, so if we put it for 1 second, it will only produce particles for 1 second. But as you can see, the particles are still alive, but we can change that setting with the start lifetime. We can change that to 1 also, and the particles die after 1 second. Another very useful setting to know about is the stop action. So the stop action pretty much means, what are we going to do with the particle system after it stops? The two main ones we will be looking for are disabling the object or destroying the object. So after the particle system has now played, spawned in, done its thing, we can now destroy it. Early on, this will be a pretty easy way to sort of optimize your game. There are better ways to do this down the line, but we won't go into that now. There is something called object pooling. If you want to have a look into that in your own time, I would definitely recommend it. And finally, for the custom renderer, you can change how the particles are rendered. So you can change the sprite to something like this. You can pretty much change it to whatever you like. So now all that's left is making the particles look and perform the way you want them to. So we can change the gravity, we can change the color, we can change the shape in which they're distributed also. You can add forces to the particle system, make the color fade over time, and you can also add loads of particles and make them spawn loads at once. I made this quick little fireball to demonstrate all of the features. And if you want to know how to instantiate an object, so spawn these particle effects in once say an enemy dies, be sure to check out the instantiate objects tutorial. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video useful.